What's up, people? Just wanted to make this video before I watch others, but yeah, I just got back from watching Spider-Man No Way Home, by far the most hyped up Marvel movie of the year. Um, and I just want to make a review before I watch any other people review it. I mean, I've talked to my friends and family about it for an hour, but whew, yeah. Um, and oh, I guess I really should warn you. This video will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, please don't watch this video. I will spoil some very big things in this. So that's probably the first time I'm saying this in a video, but you have been warned. Um, anyway, I love this movie. Like, yep, this is by far the best Marvel movie this year, easily. Um, definitely, um, definitely one of the best Marvel and Spider-Man movies ever. Um, I'm just want to talk about the movie itself, but yeah. Um, so I predicted, this is set right after Far From Home, where we see Peter try to escape, and then he gets interrogated, and then he ends up being in school for a bit, and yeah, everybody believes he killed Mysterio, and he goes to Doctor Strange, and he asks him to erase everybody's memories, and they're like, and yeah, I also called it that there was some hesitation in there. Oh, I kind of like the reasoning they went with, where it's like, it's no big deal, because, you know, so then he, does the whole spell, and then all the villains come up, like in the trailers, the 5 villains that have been confirmed all show up. Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Jamie Foxx as Electro, um, you know, Sandman, and a Lizard. They all show up, and it's pretty cool seeing them. Like, even me, as somebody who didn't grow up with the Sam Raimi movies, but only watched them like a couple years ago, even I got excited seeing them. Like, oh my gosh, like, Doc Ock mentions the events of Spider-Man 2, and I'm like, I get that reference. Like, this is kind of like Endgame, all the callbacks they have, and I'll be like, I got that reference, just constant. Honestly, this movie has constant, Cap saying, I understood that reference. But luckily, it's not just fan service like Rise of Skywalker, where they'll just throw fan service out and hope that'll work. No. It's not just that. There is a story still here, and it still does want to, like, tell a good story. So, and, you see Peter, you end up, man, Norman kills Aunt May, and I did not see that coming. Like, I guess I should have seen it coming. Somebody might die. Yeah. Whew. And then I know we all saw this coming. We all did, but it's still amazing. Toby and Andrew both pop up, and it's just, I swear, I feel like 50% of this movie was just me smiling, because just seeing them again. And, like, the theater around me clapped after when they both showed up, and I wanted to as well. It's just so cool. They do have a Spider-Verse kind of moment, like, I'm seeing in Spider-Verse where Miles loses uncle, and the other Spider people are comforting him, telling him, "Hey, we lost somebody too. You're just gonna have to. That's the consequences of being Spider-Man." Like, they kind of have a scene like that where, Tom just lost Aunt May, and Toby mentions he lost Uncle Ben, and Andrew mentions he lost Gwen Stacy, and yep, it's pretty cool seeing them all fight. That moment where they're swinging, and the camera keeps following them during the climax was pretty sick. Oh, and so for those of people who feared they might not be handled well, I'd say they were handled fairly well in this. They respect the writing that has been done for them in the past, and now they're just gonna help fight. They also addressed I know some people worry Doc Ock would revert back to being a villain after just getting redeemed at the end of Spider-Man 2. But no, they actually take him from that moment where he's choking Peter, or Toby's Peter, and then that's when he gets sucked out. I thought it was kind of clever keeping him as the bad guy. Um, so they all fight. It's again so sick. Um, and then Peter ends up telling Doctor Strange to erase everybody's memories, make everybody forget that he's Spider-Man, and forget Peter Parker, and it's pretty sad. Um, yeah, this was not much else. It was a sad end. Um, like even Doctor Strange and MJ and Ned forgot who he is, and Happy. Um, oh, and also Daredevil showed up at one point. Hey, that was kind of fun. And, I guess I was wrong. He wasn't there. Um, oh, and also, this was also probably the funniest movie I've seen in a long time. The theater around me was laughing constantly. There are some really funny jokes. There's the moment. I think my favorite joke, the best jokes are overall the moments when the three Spider-Mans are all interacting off each other. There are so many possible jokes you could come up with, and they pretty much tackle all of them. Peter, yes, and they all say yeah. There's that moment where Toby shoots the webs, and Andrew and Tom are like, wait, how'd you do that? What, you don't do that? We're just wondering, we can't do that. Again, all the possible jokes you can think of with having these three in the same scene, they pretty much get all of them. And oh, and I also could have sworn Toby died when Norman stabbed him, but I guess not. Um, and oh, and also, in the credits scene, like remember how Venom Let There Be Carnage? How the credits scene teased Venom might show up? Yep, he only shows up for the credits scene. Yep, they got Tom Hardy back just for one scene. And we don't even see him turn to Venom. We just see him immediately get teleported back to his own universe. Although the symbiote did get left behind, so there is a symbiote in the MCU now, so it's probably gonna latch on to Peter eventually, which, yeah, we can even get a more comic book accurate version of Venom than Tom Hardy. Trying to think. Yeah, this was great. I loved it. It's it is definitely the best Marvel movie of 2021. Is it the best movie of the year? I'm not sure, because the only other movie I can think of is Zack Snyder's Justice League. I loved that movie. I'd have to think about which one I prefer, because, man, it's kind of they were both so good. Lots of moments where I found myself smiling. Yeah, this was a great movie. I loved it, and yeah, honestly, not much else to say. This definitely lived up to the hype, unlike Last Jedi, which kind of killed the hype a lot of people had for it. Um, so yeah, yeah, that's about it. Peace.